Do you feel the power of the Steeler football yet? Do you feel the power of the fluke bullshit of the Steeler football? We're making the playoffs, and then we're going to beat the Chiefs randomly for bullshit, and then we're going to beat the Titans because of bullshit, and then we're going to the Super Bowl. How the fuck are we still in this?
Pittsburgh made the playoffs. Thank you, Jaguars.
It's like, how are we dead? How are we not dead? I don't know. I don't know.
I thought I was dead when I opened my eyes.
I thought we were dead like week 3.
I've never seen a team just randomly luck into every possible.
Pretty much, like that's how it is.
scenario.
Like every game this year has been either fluke bullshit, it has been ref ball, it has been random splash plays by high end talent, or the other team self-destructing. That's pretty much all this year has been. This team sucks. Yet we're still somehow winning. I don't know what's happening right now. Just watch them pull this win against Kansas City. Just watch. I'll laugh hysterically for like 3 hours straight.
Right. You have no wide receivers. Chase Claypool's your best option.
Well, I mean, Deontay Johnson's our best wide receiver.
Deontay
Like, we have no
Johnson,
offensive line. Our quarterback is probably the worst in the playoffs right now. Our defensive line is trash. We have no run defense. Our secondary is pretty much brittle because there's nobody left. Our middle linebacking core is weak. And pretty much, like, we suck. But the problem is we're somehow in the playoffs. We shouldn't even be here, you understand? We should have lost against Chicago, but we got screwed over by, like, every single new NFL rule has benefited the Steelers. The extra game because you beat Seattle. The 7th seed. That's how we got in. And we also have, you know, the point of emphasis, the taunting. That's the only reason why they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. We'd have a losing record otherwise. That's what it is. It's just bullshit. The NFL's rigging this so the Steelers go to the Super Bowl. Just you watch. That's why the Raiders are in.
Just
like they giving Big Ben the ultimate send-off.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening, but I mean, we're going to the Super Bowl. I didn't say we're winning the Super Bowl. I just said we're going to the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right.
Big difference.
Joe Judge was fired today.
Woo!
After everyone on earth pretty much just took to the sounding board that is Twitter to dunk on the Giants for saying that they were going to bring him back, and now he's fired a day later, which also makes no sense.
Well, John Morris
Amazing
chicken shit. That's why.
Self-awareness at the very least, because can't say the same for the Jaguars. As we sit here, and we've had a campaign going now for 10 days, and Trent Baalke still has a job. There's a video online of him walking out of the facility after the game, and there's groups of people just saying, resign, please. Resign, Baalke, please.
I need to see this.
Just resign. Look it up. It's online. On Twitter. Somebody, a guy was with his kid, and he's just saying, please, Trent, please, just resign, please. As he's walking out, he looks over at the guy. The guy's like, come on, man. We need it.
It's pretty sad when.
Oh, I see it.
What?
I see it now.
What do you see?
Oh, it's like Ricky HHHHH dog. I'll put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been an interesting time. Hold on, I'm getting something. I should have had this ready to go. Sorry.
It's in private.
That's how good I am at production.
We're experts, dude.
I'm such a great producer here, but hold on, let me just add something here. It says one thing. Hold on.
He says he's the GM, so yeah, he stinks.
Oops, that's not a video clip. Hold on. There.
I remember there was like a trivia person who just said, like, what's the answer? It's like C, fire Baalke, and then the reporters was like,
oh yeah, that was the dudes at the stadium.
Yep.
The reporter, it's like the, when there's like a commercial break, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have the
sort of like
entertainment
contests and stuff.
All right, let's play this.
The chick asked that.
All right, hold on. Let me share my screen here. We'll play it. Share the screen. There it is.
Everybody everybody has to walk through there to get to their car.
He's the GM, and he's like, he stinks. when semi, when that guy is getting on you, that's
it might be time to leave town.
Yeah, pretty shameful. Hold on, I got it. Also, what's hilarious is Uche.
Dude, I rated you and you were gone. I'm like, dude, where are you?
I saw I think it was, what was it, halftime?
Yeah, you took a break.
Yeah,
and that's when I tried to rate, and it's like, yo, oh god damn it.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw all the people going tree raid.
Listen, when you have ex-players dressing up in clown makeup as commentary about the state of the franchise, like you're like not nobody, like you're a prominent ex-Jaguar. Like when it gets all the way to you and you're willing to put on clown makeup because of the shit show that you see, that's just bad. Like for Jacksonville,
man.
I think it's hilarious because it was excellent content, but like this should not happen to an organization, right? That's just unacceptable. And then they go out and beat the Colts, which I guess it was bittersweet the whole time because
it was. It's like people are like, yeah, this is awesome, but somehow I feel like this only makes it worse.
Right. Especially if you would have lost the number one pick, like if Detroit had just laid down.
Dude, that was something that, I was telling people, look, you could be happy about this win. It's good that we won the game against our rival. That's great. We knocked them out the playoffs. But don't get it twisted. This does not change the state of this franchise one iota. It's still an utter disgrace, and Trent Baalke needs to go. Like, it's literally not – Shad Khan is not changing anything about this franchise if he does not get rid of Trent Baalke. Doesn't matter who the head coach is. Doesn't matter.
Now, you could bring in Flores – and he could work with Lawrence. Now, some positive signs. Lawrence looked really good.
He did.
He did.
And Indy's defense looked weak, but Lawrence looked solid.
I think Lawrence could will them to 8 wins next year, honestly. Like so, and then everyone will. Then Shad Khan will be like, "See, I should have kept Baalke. I know what I'm doing." Like I don't know. Like it was good and bad for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, if you're 4 wins, 3 wins into Week 10, y'all gonna all look right for sure.
Yeah, and it's just gonna make it a much more. This is gonna prolong misery because then you have to go a second season where now you got to get rid of the GM, but how solid is the head coach now at that point?
Yeah,
so you're just alternating fucking problems.
It's really hard for a GM to come in and start winning right away. Like when you see the rebuilds in the NFL, like John Lynch, right? He was there, all the other rebuilds have happened where with a steady hand at the helm. And it really sucks when you have to bring in a new GM and they've got to start all over because basically you're asking them to cook without any ingredients, So, and plus, The thing is like they don't really have an incentive to succeed right away, because you want to get more draft picks. You want to build your roster. You don't want to start fucking signing free agents and making big splash moves right away, unless you really believe that the team is right there.
You've got a foundation in place.
Or if you're desperate and you think a splash is going to save your job, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Now, again, I mean, and for Jacksonville, the situation is a little bit unique because you're going to have to pay more than the average team to get big names to come to Jacksonville. Yeah. 1, you don't have a foundation. There's total disarray within the franchise. 2, it's a small market franchise that doesn't have the kind of media attractiveness that you would find in Tennessee, which is right down the road. You know what I mean? And finally, like, where is there's so many question marks when it comes to what is the future of the Jaguars going to be from a standpoint of where are they going to be, because there's still rumors swirling that Shad Khan really wants to get them in London, and Players
Yeah,
players
they
are not going
can't
to like
let
that.
that
Players
happen.
generally don't like that.
Yeah, I don't think London is a realistic thing. I think
Yeah.
Goodell would not let that happen.
He'll let it happen for money. He doesn't give a shit.
Sure.
And
about
that's
it.
the thing. Shad Khan tried to buy Wembley Stadium and that was really the main reason people think he tried to buy it so that he could move
He could
Jacksonville.
move the
to Wembley.
Jaguars. Golly, they should make him sell if he. That's patently.
Yeah, if he's going to
unmerit.
try and do that, he needs to sell because it's still an American league
Mhm.
where all the teams should be in American teams,
Or at least North
I
America.
believe that.
Well, yeah, at least North America. I
Yeah,
take
at least
a team
North
in
America.
Mexico
If you want to go
City.
Canada, that's cool.
Yeah.
Or Mexico,
Like Canada or Mexico City. Like
Yeah.
that's.
I take a team in Mexico City.
I mean, the only problem
Yeah.
is the altitude, but you have the same thing in Denver.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so Joe Judge gets fired. Everyone, we were all convinced that he was coming back. I was actually today, the whole day, I was like, all right, this fucking asshole is gonna coach the team next year. Like, what? I got no choice. I'm not John Mara. I'm not making decisions. I'm just gonna have to live with it. And then all of a sudden, at 5:00, I get reports that he's fired. Everyone asks me on Twitter, and it's true. They fucking finally came to their
Got
senses
rid of
and
him.
fired this motherfucker.
All right.
So, I just don't see how he was going to turn this around. Now, yes, you need stability. Yes, you need consistency with the coaching, but it really doesn't matter. Like, even if Judge came back, he was going to have another offensive or Daniel Jones is going to have his third offensive coordinator. You know, he was going to have a coaching staff in disarray. Like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Joe Judge didn't know what he was doing. He was hired. He was the wrong hire from the beginning, and now they have to correct that mistake. Like, when he was hired, I was like, who the fuck are we hiring?
He was the plan B for Matt Rule because he wanted too much money. Like that's the only reason why you hired Joe Judge. But the main thing I don't understand is we've been down this road before with Belichick assistants. They usually come off as arrogant, over the top, and they're trying way too hard to be authoritative. And the same thing happened with Joe Judge.
Yeah, and and the Giants won with Tom Coughlin when he softened, when he was like, let me bend a little bit because I'm losing this locker room. And Michael Strahan had the balls to tell me that I was. And then when he softened up, they went out and won 2 Super Bowls. The problem is, it's like,
right?
yeah, there's not a Tom Coughlin to bring in. There's not an experienced coach with a lot of W's underneath his belt.
Like, the only option is Mike Zimmer, but do you think he softens? I don't know.
No, Mike Zimmer is not the guy. Like, Mike Zimmer would be Pat Shermer 2.0, just another
I feel like Brian
retread.
Flores would be a great.
I think
Flores would be
Flores
good.
is going to be a great fit no matter what.
He's got to be at the top of the candidate list of everybody. Like, I mean, just not maybe the teams themselves, but us looking from the outside looking in. That is like, give him whatever he wants right now to get him to come to our team. Like, we didn't expect him to be available.
I still don't know how Flores got fired. That is a stupid move.
Yeah,
The person to fire was Chris Greer. It was not Flores.
right.
Yeah,
it was
that
allegedly a
was
power
bad.
struggle between him and Greer won. So
They chose poorly, just like San Francisco chose
what they
poorly
know. They chose the guy
when they
who's been there
chose
20 years.
Baalke over Harbaugh.
yeah.
The same thing.
And I don't know. Maybe the Giants like somehow bring in Jim Harbaugh, but like no, come on.
Yeah, but the question is, remember, same thing with Deshaun Watson. Wasn't his reasoning to want to go to Miami was because of Brian Flores?
Yeah.
So they're probably off the table for him now. So what do they do
I
with
just don't
quarterback?
think that Deshaun Watson could play in New York. Like, that's not a thing.
Not
Like,
with the high.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a better situation than Houston.
one of the more woke
Now, I will
markets.
say this, like, and this is something that people probably don't necessarily realize. The player himself, the player is more aligned to having a loyalty to the head coach than to the GM. Players, we generally look at the GM as an adversary because he is not really in it for our personal gain.
Right.
He's in it for his personal gain. And a lot of times he'll make decisions based on his own ego and not wanting to look like he made a bad decision. And that's where players, that's where there's a divide and a disconnect, because players, like, you look at how the players in Miami have reacted to this. They don't like it at all.
They're
No,
It's going to
they-
create a huge amount of tension in that franchise, because they didn't play their ass off for the GM. They played their ass off, one, because it's their livelihood, two, because their head coach motivated them to, showed them something in themselves that they couldn't necessarily see at the beginning of the season. And they brought it back to give themselves a shot towards the end. The GM was nowhere in that equation.
No.
Yeah, I could see Flores going to Chicago. I could say anywhere he goes, he's gonna be in a good situation because but he's gonna be there's gonna be a bidding war for him. He's like a hot property on the market. So he's like a new house, new construction. All right, let's get through some of these super chats, and then before the end, we'll look at some games. We'll predict the Steelers beating the fucking Chiefs. Mr. E says, I'd like to report that the Giants severance package to Joe Judge was a medium Pepsi. It was flat.
No. He got a large Pepsi. The executives get more.
Yes, that's right.
Dave Gettleman gets an extra large Pepsi.
Tucker White says, first derpity derp derpity derp. Second, that Dave Gettleman was allowed to retire is quite an indictment against the Mara family. Yeah. At least he's gone. Maybe that was his agreement, but like, how you not have a winning record at any time in your tenure and be allowed to retire?
It was a bad tenure. I mean, he's had bad free agent signings, bad drafting. I mean, we've seen your drafting, especially all the rage you've had. His best move was OBJ, and that was the one he was flipped off for.
31-year-old Golden Tate
to replace OBJ.
For a 4-year, $45 million deal. He signed Nate Solder to a 7-year deal.
Bad. 7 years, Jesus.
He let Weston Richburg and Justin Pugh walk. Both guys are starting on playoff teams this year, and for Nate Solder. So all the moves, if you really break down all the moves, other than drafting Dexter Lawrence with the pick that he got for OBJ, I mean, Jabril Peppers has been pretty much garbage. James Bradbury was a good signing. That's about it. He reached on Daniel Jones. He drafted Saquon, number 2 overall, which, Saquon's a talent, but he's only good for 2 years. He's pretty much done now. I mean, they're not
really
going to
he's really good for one, because I mean, he tore his ACL like in the first game
year 2.
Second one. Yeah, so he really only had 1 year where he was productive, and that was when they still had a kind of decent,
That's a tragedy, man.
It's a tragedy. So you never draft, Saquon was obviously talented. He would have made another team very happy, but the number 2 overall, right? When you could have drafted, I think Lamar Jackson was in that draft, right?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson was late. I mean, Sam Darnold might have a different situation if he was with the Giants instead of the Jets.
Right, and then his cherry on top was trading down out of the 12 spot when Micah Parsons was out there. Now we didn't know that Micah Parsons would turn into the beast that he is. But if you're telling me, would you rather have Kadarius Toney and a top 7 pick or Micah Parsons?
But here's the thing, though. You weren't drafting Micah Parsons. You were going to draft Devontae Smith. The only reason why you traded down was because it fully leapfrogged you.
Fucking signed Kenny Golladay. Like, you didn't need Kadarius Toney's services. You needed either O-line or D-line or a linebacker.
Maybe he heard that the Jags were going to pick Kadarius Toney, and he really wanted him that badly. It's the only thing I can think of.
That's who the Jags wanted, but still, it's like, why outsmart yourself?
Why are you making this rocket science?
And then you retire in your 4th year when you're supposed to have a 5-year plan. What kind of bitch shit is that? Yeah. I was going to quit anyway from the start. Well, no wonder. The way that you drafted the pick that you made, it looked that way.
Really good finesse, baby.
Take your medium soda and cram that up your ass. Spencer TDB, Braves and Dogs, Falcons were better than expected. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, you got Kyle Pitts. Tucker White with the butt fumble and the derp. Their ineptitude is comically hilarious, yet with the Lions, theirs is depressing. Why is that? Because it's the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Both the butt fumble and the derp have Super Bowls. Now, one happened 50
years ago. It happened 50 years ago.
50 fucking years. If you're the last Super Bowl that you won, there was a Generation X and then millennials, and now whatever the generation is
Gen
now,
Z.
Gen Z.
Z.
Like,
The
you're
Zoomers.
fucking pathetic. Dixie Craft, I can predict some coach hirings. Jim Harbaugh to Las Vegas, Brian Flores to Chicago, and Bill O'Brien, not the GM, to Jacksonville. If y'all hire Bill O'Brien.
Dude, and you know what's so crazy, dude? I feel like that's what's about to fucking happen.
I can see it because of the experience. I mean, look at how well he managed that offense in Alabama. And
oh, dude, the most predictable. They were so predictable by the time we got to the second half. I was like, oh, man, they're just running the same plays. And now Georgia's coming downhill on them because they know it. Why are you inside the 10-yard line with bunch formations where you literally have screwed yourself over because now you want to run the ball with three and four wide receiver sets, but they're squeezed in.
Because it worked well against the low-tier SEC teams.
Listen, though.
And now Georgia has 11 people in the box. How are you going to run against that?
Well, here's the thing. They lost Mechie. Then they lost Williams, right? He fucking blew the other receiver. What was his name? Yeah, he blew everything.
Williams.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, they're fucked. So that's why Georgia put 11 in the box, because they're like, fuck it, run it. We know you can't
what I'm
throw
saying
deep.
is that the two times that Alabama was inside the 10-yard line in the second half, the formation brought all the defenders into the box. Was like, you're screwing yourself. You can't run against that. You have to spread the fucking field, spread the defense out completely, then run up the middle.
Yeah. You know, Bryce Young, for him winning the Super Bowl, for him winning the Heisman, like, he had a lot of trouble this year. Like, the thing with him is once you got him outside the pocket, he made some terrible decisions. Like, he would just go down. Like,
I'll give him that whenever he has a quick release, he has a good release. So a lot of times he got the ball out right on impact, and he stood in there and took shots. I think when he scrambled, he did worse. He just didn't do a good job at all when he scrambled.
Yeah. I've never been more like – I was impressed that both quarterbacks, it just didn't have the physical attributes that you expect from, two national championship. Like, for me, a smaller guy, being, 5'10"-ish, to see Stetson Bennett and Bryce Young do what they did. Like, Bennett played well. He's probably not going to play on Sundays anywhere, but
he'll probably get like a training camp offer somewhere. That's my guess.
The one thing I was impressed by was watching the Skycam or Skycast. Did y'all watch that at all?
I wasn't able to see that. No.
Oh, so basically they broadcast the view from the Madden, like as if you're playing Madden. One thing that I was kind of blown away from was how just fast the game is, man. Like, even college, like, they were like, you don't have time to think up there, at least to see what was going on. Like, they were lining up and going. Like, it was a very fast tempo game that both sides played. And
it looked fast because of the blitzing. There was a lot of blitzes going on in that game. They were bringing pressure, both teams, like, unreasonable amounts of pressure. Like, like Bama, you lost because you kept bringing pressure and leaving your guys one-on-one on the outside.
Yeah, but
I know they're
Georgia
fast,
had a great defense too. Georgia played well.
Georgia blitzed a lot, and that's how they changed the game in terms of altering the quarterback's ability to make throws comfortably. That affected him later in the game.
Yeah, and this time, unlike the SEC championship game, they held down the fort. They kept Alabama out of their end zone, and they got it done. Red Rhino 49. A couple weeks ago, the Colts were considered Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
Now they are a laughing stock. Yep, that's right. The most all three of us were like, "There's no way the Jaguars."
Yeah, there's no way.
I was considering it's like
actually, I did say
that was like a 2%
in
chance.
Jacksonville, but if there's anywhere it could be done, it's in Jacksonville, but not anywhere else. But I don't expect it.
What a fucking choke job.
That was a choke. Like, I didn't expect that at all. Like, when I was doing my stream, I'm like, oh, okay, we're probably going to lose. But, like, oh, okay.
They opened the door for the fucking Steelers
to just drunkenly stumble our way to a Super Bowl.
And then
We're going Super Bowl.
And then the Raiders and the Chargers go into overtime.
And they nearly tied. Dude, Brandon Staley fucked up because he didn't all he had to do was like not call a timeout.
No. Here's what I disagree with, right? He called that timeout because he knew he needed to stop them on that third down.
But they still fucked up.
Well,
they changed their formation because of it.
True. I thought they had a better chance to let them snap it, and they would have stopped them on third.
That's
down.
the thing. Like the timeout, like it forced them to change their plan.
I don't think it changed the fact that Oakland was trying to win. Now, had they stopped them on that third down, Oakland, I don't think would have attempted the field goal.
They would have, but it would have been like near impossible. It would have been
or Carlson would have missed, or it would have been a 60-yarder to send Pittsburgh. But if that game would have ended in a tie,
I would have been like, oh.
We were this close to greatness.
There would have been an investigation opened.
Yeah.
Well, no. That was a fair game. If it were 0-0, that would have been an investigation.
Here's the thing. Staley is going to be the example, and I've said this before on the show, of a guy who what got him here to the NFL is what's going to get his ass fired.
He overthinks everything.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
If he keeps gambling and losing, if he keeps trusting the farts in his own asshole, he's going to get shit in his pants.
Here's the thing. 4th and 1 at your own 20, you don't even have a good play call. You do the same play you ran on 3rd and 1.
That was.
Like, the analytics say you should go for it. It's like a 3% chance increase, but the risk is too great if you miss. And they missed.
Georgia actually had a really nice, 3rd and 1 where they faked the handoff and just threw it to the tight end wide open.
That's how it should be, like a play-action rollout.
Yeah.
That's a perfect 3rd and short play.
Yeah, that was bad. Like Staley is and that team to not go to the playoffs, the Chargers, a team that looked
we consider them Super Bowl contenders early on.
Yeah. Along with the Colts.
Justin Herbert, I was disappointed that they lost that.
All you need to know is far superior teams in the Colts and the Chargers did not make the playoffs. The Steelers and Raiders, for how terrible they are in nearly every facet, have made the playoffs, which means that the ratings for the NFL are going to be higher, and the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. Just watch the Raiders and Steelers play each other in the AFC.
One thing that tells me it's
just
not
you
scripted,
watch.
It's that
the
Raiders
AFC is fucking trash this year, dude. It is terrible.
The Titans are the number 1 seed.
The Titans aren't that good.
Right.
To be fair, the Steelers beat them because they self-destructed and they were without Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, and Julio Jones. But still,
they've had.
I think that Tennessee's the biggest mismatch for any team in the playoffs.
True.
It's a mismatch. Nobody's going to match up well against them,
especially with Henry coming back. It's
dude. Dante Foreman was a 100-yard rusher against the Steelers. That's all.
Tennessee and the 49ers are going to be a problem for whoever they play.
49ers can make noise.
They're going to beat the Cowboys.
I think
they might fuck around and beat the Bucks if they end up playing the Bucks.
Yeah,
they're going to be a problem because these are two teams that play completely different than every other team in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they play traditional downhill football. Other teams are not traditional downhill football teams anymore. They're all spread with a splash of rush, with a splash of running. And we're going to play, high zone defenses all game long. So you're going to be gutting us with your run game.
Yeah, the problem with, you see with the downhill team, though, is once they get behind, they get in trouble. That's how you
Tennessee and New England, they're pretty rough when they fall behind.
Yeah, you get up 2 scores and you force them to try to do things that they're not comfortable with, and that's the way to beat them. But that's tough sometimes. Graph on T-Roll, I shall sacrifice a goat to the gods so that we shall have a Steelers-Eagles Super Bowl of 9-win Pennsylvania teams.
2 worst teams in the playoffs, baby.
Excuse me. You getting the rounds?
I don't know. My voice is still a little shredded, so that might be it.
Don't go anywhere. If you go anywhere, you touch a surface at all, you know how they said that you could get AIDS from a toilet seat back in the 80s? Now you just get Rona from going outside.
Apparently, that's what they all say.
Took 10 steps outside.
Yep. And you're just, Yeah, I think Rona's airborne. Like I think it's
It's aerosolized. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it is.
no. I think it's
is.
like The Walking Dead. Like we're all infected with it, and
We just don't know it. Everybody's
you
infected.
make one mistake.
Probably.
Right. You get bit by a zombie, and now you have the Rona. James Amadei, Kirby Smart needs more respect and NFL buzz than Ryan Day and Jim Harbaugh, future Bears head coach. And
Harbaugh had success.
blew it. I don't think Kirby Smart can like Kirby Smart.
Check a link I put in the private chat. That's what happened to the Colts.
What do we got? We got a Pornhub link.
Probably.
Here.
Triple penetrated.
Yeah. Let me save this one. Tree, read
Yeah, buddy. I'll go to Jacobs 893. The blood god has been ruthless this Black Monday. Oh yeah, dude. Vikings have blown it up. Bears have blown it up. Giants have blown it up. All three deservedly. But still, that's mainly how it's been. Irvin Alvarado. So Atlanta United, Georgia Bulldogs, Atlanta Braves, and Chase Elliott got their trophies with Falcons and Hawks left in the way. Given this, I say the Georgia sports curse is close to done, dude. It's going to take a miracle for the Falcons to win.
The Falcons.
I can see the
never
Hawks,
recover.
not the Falcons.
The Falcons
And-
will never recover. The Atlanta will get a hockey team and they'll win a Stanley Cup before the Falcons fucking.
Yeah, the Falcons. It's going to be hard for them to recover from that, dude. That's like you see what happened to the Buffalo Bills when they went and lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. Which I mean, come on, that does not happen.
They
in
were
real
great
life,
teams,
but
too.
it happened to them.
Yeah.
Great teams that lost 4 Super Bowls in a row,
And they were
It
blown
took
out 3 of those times.
decades
Yeah.
for them to come back.
They should not have lost to the Giants. But Bill Belichick knew what he was doing.
Scott Norwood, too.
Yeah. Keep
So
reading.
3 decades for that team to get back in like the graces of relevancy.
Well, look at the Vikings. They still haven't recovered from losing 4 Super Bowls. Like they just.
Well, I think that's more they haven't recovered from 98.
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
Yeah, they haven't recovered from that miss against the Falcons.
Jacobs 893. I'm ecstatic about the future of the Vikings. I really didn't think they would fire Spielman, but now that he's gone, there's no holding them back.
Yeah,
Well,
they're starting over.
I mean, they
don't
need
think
to, though. They've missed the
Yeah.
playoffs 3 of the last 4 years.
Yeah, their window is closed.
And
They
like
should've
Spielman,
beat
like
Philly.
his drafting's been atrocious.
Yeah, they should have beat Philly when they had the chance, but they got their asses kicked, and now Philly.
They went all in on Kirk Cousins, and it has not worked out for a litany of
Be there.
reasons, not just Cousins.
Him and his thick dumpy will be there next year.
No, actually, they'll probably end up trading him. I think it's only like a $10 million dead cap if they trade him. So they
I
might
think the
trade him,
Giants-
maybe to Denver.
Yeah.
Super hot take. I think the Giants should trade Daniel Jones.
They probably
Yes.
will. I mean, now
Oh,
that
yes.
like every
So-
like connection's done, unless they hire from within.
The thing with Jones is like if you trade him, he's not going to come back and fucking haunt you. Like
I mean-
if you've seen what he can do in 3 years, like
He's probably going to like
he's
Seattle
Sam Darnold
or
now. Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah, Daniel Jones will be a backup now.
Yeah, he's like Mitch Trubisky. Like you,
Yeah.
number one, he's not out there. He's unreliable. He's athletic as fuck. Like
He's
really-
like a Ryan Fitzpatrick
Yeah.
type. You don't draft that with the 5th overall pick.
he's super talented. He throws a wonderful deep ball. However, he coughs up the ball like it's stuck in his fucking throat, and he has no pocket presence. Like he's got all the measurables, all the talent, but none of the execution. Anyway,
Yeah. Spartan win. When the Jags hire Bill O'Brien, that will they also inherit Tuba Smarties as a theme song? Well, right now it's probably Entry of the Gladiators for the Clowns.
uh-huh. Which
But I
one
would
is
say
that?
that's
The Gladiators. How
yeah,
does
no,
that one go?
the circus theme song. Mhm.
By the way, Benny Hill, the greatest theme song ever. Yakety sax.
I feel like that's overplayed though.
It's not. It's fun. It's
ECW
like
hard.
farting.
Sorry.
No,
I mean,
I'm saying yakety sax is always. It's like fart jokes or dick jokes. They're always funny.
I feel like you've seen a bunch of YouTube videos where that's the punchline. It's like, oh god, be original.
What do you think? What's more played out, yakety sax or Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I don't know. I mean, you
Curb
can have
is
some
always-
creative curb.
Curb is funny when it's done correctly.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I feel like it still has some value. ECW Hardcore 07. 49ers gained a Super Bowl. No, the Steelers guy shit.
Boy, the Rams have no one to blame but themselves for that. They could have.
This is Matthew Stafford. This is what he does. I mean, he can't carry a team in big situations. And
Lion can't.
You had a chance to take him out and have a weak team in New Orleans come in and get their asses kicked, but nope.
No.
I mean, that is what it is. I mean, at least the NFC's justified in their shit.
Threw a bad pick, too, Stafford, looking for OBJ. Bad pick.
Deep ball. Demetrius Wilson. Steelers got Super Bowl. Lol Chargers, AFC Falcons confirmed. Excuse me. As much as I can't stand Georgia, congrats to winning the Natty and making America laugh at Bama, dude. I feel like everyone loves Bama losing.
Yeah, we're tired.
Yeah, you get tired of the fucking.
Here's the thing, though.
Force keep being dominant.
Here's what I hate about it as an Auburn fan. I saw all the Alabama fans being like, "Congrats, Georgia," because they know they'll win it next year. Bryce Young's coming back. Mechie will be healthy again. They're just like, "Oh, we're fine. We'll win it next year, man. We can't win it every year." And they're right. They'll probably win it next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone will be like, "Oh,
the makers step up."
Yeah,
come out of the Big Ten on fire.
Look how much farther better Alabama and Georgia were than the rest of the college world. They were so far beyond everyone else. They kicked the shit. Cincinnati didn't look like they belonged, and neither did Michigan. Sorry. If you flip the outcome,
really bad.
If you flip the matchups, same outcome.
Pretty much.
Outcome. Justin Morgan, Ravens
kind of emergency room. Yeah, I mean we pretty much played their XFL squad. It was they were out of cornerbacks by overtime. They had nothing. Tyler Huntley did not look good. He looked very inaccurate.
Beat him.
That's the thing. We suck. We're fucking terrible, and we're still going to the Super Bowl. All Tyler Huntley had to do was not throw a pick in the red zone. He threw one of the worst forced balls I've seen in this year.
He forced that ball straight into.
It was like double coverage
in the back of the end zone.
Why would you do that? You had guaranteed points.
Watch some shit happen, like Patrick Mahomes has to bail his wife and his brother out of jail or something.
No, it's like Jackson Mahomes comes onto the field and gets charged for taunting. That's what's going to happen. And then Chris Boswell kicks the game winner and the Steelers go to the Super Bowl.
Some wild distraction happens, or somehow,
or Patrick Mahomes gets tested positive for COVID and he's out.
Right. Somehow Mahomes gets COVID or just has the flu.
Just watch, because this is the bullshit that happs with the Steelers.
Listen. Here's what. If you want to talk conspiracy theories, all right, 3 major college football games, not a single player tested positive or missed the game.
You know that shit ain't real.
Oh yeah,
you know somebody
because they know it's gonna fuck up the integrity of the game. That's why they're not.
Yeah,
because they could not have that be an excuse for why. They
called up Antonio Brown's chef, was like, "Yo, could you get us some negative fucking COVID test results?" And he was like, "Yo, I got you, man." Dude, you telling me that next week there's going to be anybody missing games because of COVID? Fuck no.
No.
Nobody.
And nothing statistically has changed, okay? Now, here is one possibility that everyone's just had it already, which is also very real. I mean, I'm coming off of protocol. I think a lot more people have had it that just either were asymptomatic or just didn't care to get tested.
No,
but anyway,
I agree.
Mekhi Wilson, adios, Joe Judge. Also, don't let this distract you from the fact that the Celtics blew a 25-point lead to the Knicks. Yeah. The Knicks have been pretty bad. Knicks have been hot and cold this year.
I remember, you guys were so arrogant at the beginning of the year, all those fans, and it's just dude, you haven't accomplished shit. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we were bing-bonging. We got blown out by the Hawks in our one playoff appearance in 20-some-odd years. Still better than the Sacramento Kings, though. Mr. Greekian, all hail the coin. Dream playoffs for AFC. Raiders defeat the Bengals. Steelers defeat the Chiefs. Bills defeat the Pats, then Steelers defeat the Titans. Raiders defeat the Bills. Then we have
Raiders, Steelers. The old 70s rivalry, man. It'd be the worst game in AFC Championship history.
All hail the coin. So who's the author of the coin? Who's the person that's flipping?
I think it's a Reddit user, but he didn't go into the playoffs, I don't think.
Oh, okay. So he's not using the coin in the playoffs.
I'm not sure. I know he did it for the regular season, but that was before like.
He's gotta predict. It's got to be like that octopus in the World Cup. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Octopus
Well, the
is
coin
really
rectified itself. That's why they had them winning. Instead of like, they lost to Washington, they have to correct it somewhere, and it was San Diego or the LA.
All hail the coin. Christopher Bowden seeing Tree on MLB cam at the Mets was cool.
That was like back in July.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
You were taking some selfies with the girl.
Yeah, well, what happened was like she wanted it, and it's just like I bet you any money we're on TV right now, and it's just like, and then I get random people. It's like you're on TV. It's like really. Oh,
I've never been on the cam on TV because
that's the thing. Like I never expected it. It's like we were the only we were like 8 Pirates fans there, like one group of 8, and it's like let's get these people. And it's like, God damn it, I knew I shouldn't have worn a Pirates jersey.
You burned your like that was like 2 minutes out of your.
Ooh, we got a special guest in the chat.
Tommy Grassi. Congrats, I'm so happy for you.
Posse.
Thank you. I know. Thanks. It's hard to be this handsome at this age. Thank you. I appreciate it. Very
well. When's the baby due, 5?
Never. Let's hope not. I still need to have the talk with my oldest son, and I haven't done it yet.
He's probably done
but I think that ship is
probably done smashed through a few things already.
Yeah, probably. Fucking A, man. Oh well. My dad never had the talk with me. One day I came home with a hickey on the side of my neck, and then I woke up, and then I went to leave, and there was a box of condoms just sitting on the dining room table, and that was the talk with my dad. Good old dad. Jerry Mejia's making the playoffs just to get smacked by Tampa Bay is not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like the Steelers are probably gonna they're probably gonna lose to Kansas City.
We have very good Steeler team. How many times? They have died and been reborn.
Well, they keep dying. Yet for whatever reason, Steelers got Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Madame Kidd, representing the 1% of female viewers, along with Kirsten and Dodge, says awaiting the moment when ref ball, devil magic, and a miracle mystery horse leads to a repeat of Super Bowl 45. Steelers got a Super Bowl.
Steelers Packers, right?
Yeah. Super Bowl 45.
Steelers Packers.
Ooh,
wouldn't that be revenge for the Steelers?
I don't know.
Big Ben is on a revenge tour.
And he sucks. Like he's just like literally a statue. Like his body's destroyed. His body's like, please, no more football. And the Steelers are like, fuck you. You're coming with us. It's like one of those things.
Onward.
His body.
And they're just like trudging, and they're like just being dragged, like, and their body's like limp on the field, and like every Steeler's just like dragging his carcass through the mud, and it's just like, don't worry, he's still alive. He's just resting.
His rib cage is inside his body, screaming, like, we should have quit 2 years ago. Fuck. Stop this. Ball of the Ard. Thanks, by the way, Madame. I forgot. Kid. Madame with a kid. Possibly. Who knows? Ball of the Ard. Quick game of Spot the Difference. Steeler fans versus the cackling cowboy riding the atom bomb and Dr. Strangelove. Isn't Dr. Strangelove the movie where he says, you can't fight in here? This is the war room.
I think so, yeah.
Yes. That is one of the most hilarious quotes of all time. Dixie Craft, Uche during week 18. Want to know how I got these scars? Back in 27, there was a thing called Saxonville. Yep. The anomaly season. The outlier.
Yeah. Flash in the pan.
Yep. Worst call, 2 straight QB sneaks inside 10 or 4th and 2 inside 20 mid-third quarter. Either qualified as Lao Cow of the week. Well, here's the thing, though, Sean. The Giants weren't going to win that game, and they had nothing to lose. I don't understand why, but it really didn't alter the outcome of the game. That 4th and 2 inside the own 20 changed the complete complex. Fucking San Diego or LA should have won that game. They had no business going to overtime. But they also should not have been to overtime. That last drive by Herbert, like they were like the Steelers on that last drive, tying the game. Like they got they
like
faced
last second, just bullshit.
They converted 3 4th downs. They got a defensive
It got scripted. As so scripted. It's like, dude, this is fucking right.
But I tell you, Herbert, when he throws the ball, when he wants to just light up the ball, he throws fucking darts, man. Like the receivers had trouble. Like that was some playground shit when you get a kid that could throw the ball like super hard and shit, and you've just taken out other kids. That's the way I felt like the receivers were for the Chargers, because Herbert was just like zip, zip.
But this is the thing, like, and then you look at the draft like evaluation of him. Like he wasn't widely considered to be like a kind of talent that he turned into.
No, not at all. Like there were a lot of people doubting him, and now there's this revisionist history about like how Herbert should have gone for Tua. Like nobody did that.
Yeah, no, you
nobody
did, motherfucker.
Yeah,
if Herbert showed the talent he does now, he'd have been picked over Burrow. He'd be in Cincy.
So the thing is, like today, I live near Washington, D.C., and today some caller was like, he's like, why did they take Chase Young at number 2 instead of Justin Herbert? I'm like, hindsight is 2020. Like nobody on earth would have said, hey, take Herbert over Chase Young, because that's
nobody did. Like the Lions are probably saying, why do we take Jeff Okudah over Herbert? Because you had a quarterback at the time.
Yeah. It's easy to look at someone who's injured and hurt and be like, all right, that wasn't a good pick, which I've done with Tony and Saquon. But still, Herbert was not looked at as the guy. But hey, credit to the Chargers. They liked what they saw and they got a gem. It happens.
Yeah.
Wish it could have gone for a different team because the Chargers deserve nothing good. But whatever.
Trevor Lawrence tied the league in INTs. Yeah. That's so Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning had a bad couple years. Aaron Rodgers wasn't good his first 3 years.
No.
Yeah.
Eli Manning had a rough first year when he played 10 games. His
problem is nowadays, I feel like most NFL teams want like, their quarterbacks to be really good out the gate, and it's like that doesn't work.
Which is impossible. It's not a
like everyone rips on Tua. Tua's not as bad as everyone says he is.
So hard to be
He's
good.
not like, and it's crazy because this whole era of put the quarterback in as soon as you draft him has only proven that
it's ruined prospect.
Doing that because
look at this draft class. Like
careers.
The only one who succeeded is the guy in the best situation. It was Mac Jones, and he's shown his growing pains as well.
Right.
But like, look at everyone else. Trevor Lawrence, big struggles. I mean, even though you expect to start him. Zach Wilson, he looks terrible. Justin Fields has like one little blip, and he's looked terrible because there's nothing around him.
Yeah. Burrow was on his way to being a successful rookie until he got hurt. But now he's
That's
good.
why I complained about them picking a wide receiver, because I thought they needed offensive line, but I was wrong there. So
yeah.
Yeah, same here. I thought they needed an O lineman before they needed a wideout, but they did. I mean that.
And like Jamar Chase is
Apparently,
the
if you get
transcendent
open
talent
before
they
you
need.
get sacked, it's good.
Yeah, Jamar Chase is just him and Burrow, just boys.
They just got that connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we in the AFC North are going to have to deal with that for the next decade.
For a
so.
long fucking time. That's
that'll be fun. We'll probably have to run into them in the
champ.
championship, and then, or like if we play them again, we'll probably lose them. But whatever. Cincinnati has our number this year.
You take over now.
Yeah, buddy. We'll keep going here with Charlie Hines, Joe Judge. I'm coming back next season. The entire internet. Hold on a minute, player.
Dude, every major outlet just roasted the Giants for even.
I'm just sitting there like
bringing them back.
It was hilarious.
It was a joke from the start. Like, how do you bring back somebody with a 10-23 record? Like, what's he gonna do different?
Because he's a Belichick disciple and he's from Philly and he's tough.
He was the wrong hire from the start.
Everyone knew that. No one really did. Let's keep going here. Ryan Fraley. At least it isn't like the Bears last year where they backed in. The 49ers, Raiders, and Steelers won to get in. Well, the Steelers kind of backed in if you think about it. Ref ball against the Bears. Like, that's the kind of reason. The Raiders at least won. I mean, they won ugly, but they did win. The Niners, I mean, they had to earn it. So, like, the Niners, like, are the best team out of that bunch by a country mile. So that's really all you can really say about that. Donovan Gibbs, 2 questions. Do you guys have any predictions about which team is making the finals? And FPV, any thoughts about the Rangers being the best team in New York?
What is he talking about in the finals? Like
Probably the Super Bowl.
Oh,
oh,
or what?
or NBA finals? Probably the Lakers. I don't know.
Lakers
dude,
are garbage this year.
yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. The thing that I'm shocked about in the NBA is how bad the Orlando Magic are.
They've been bad for the last decade.
Yeah, they've
I
been
didn't know
bad.
they were gonna be
Really
this
Well,
bad.
they blew it up. I think they traded
Yeah.
like Fournier and Vucevic last year.
I don't know. I think you might see the Warriors. Little Clay Thompson.
Mavericks.
Little Clay
No, actually, I
Thompson.
think it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers go to the NBA Finals too.
Yes. The
Big Ben with the alley oop.
The Rangers are the best team in New York right now. They're going through COVID roughness. Shesty's out.
Well,
But
I'm
hopefully
sorry. The
after
Penguins are going to the Super Bowl too, and they're
COVID
going
is
to
really-
the Stanley Cup.
Hurt the Rangers. They were playing their best hockey, and now they're kind of playing mediocre hockey because Jared Tenorti was out there. David
Jared
Alsman, Steelers gone Super Bowl.
But he can fight Tom Wilson. Then.
Yeah. The Simpsons since 90 of the 39 bowl games that were played, 14 were decided by 10 points or less. The system needs an overhaul and not to be a huge participant trophy. Period. You know, bowl games are. Here's the thing that people forget in the
It's
old
money.
system. Right, bowl games are money, but in the old system, it was a privilege for the players because that was really the only time that players kind of got compensated, right? Like
Yeah.
I think Ooch, when you went to the bowl game, like you get so much swag as a
You get
player.
And a bonus.
Swag.
Right. Yeah, you get bags.
and you get per diem as well.
Yeah, you get the
Right.
money under the
Cash in your
table.
pocket.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like players love a bowl game under the old system. Now that there's nil, it's kind of shifting away from the effectiveness of the bowl. It's still fun, I'm sure, to go to like the Bahamas Bowl or some shit, hang out in the Bahamas, play a bowl game, and then party in the Bahamas. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? Like, as a player, I'm sure there's a variety of players on the team that have never seen the world. So
yeah.
it-
A
it's
lot of the young
privilege.
guys who haven't really been anywhere yet.
yeah,
I know at Purdue, man, we were so hyped for like a year and a half when we found out that we were going to play Hawaii the next season. So that was my senior year. So I'm like, shit, we playing Hawaii? We go to Hawaii. I mean, it was like a bowl game. We're like, shit, it's the last game of the regular season. We were like, shit, let's go party. Like, we had a great time. Those were like,
that's a
genuinely
reward.
good times for players. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that stadium a dump even back then?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible back then, but it was not like, it was old. It was old at that point.
Yeah, it's gotten worse. It's virtually impossible to build a stadium in Hawaii because the climate is so rough on concrete, it just rots it away. What are you smiling at, Tree?
Nothing.
Are you getting dick
Future
pics
super
sent?
chat. Future
Oh.
super chat.
Oh,
But by the way,
future-
that's actually your penis. You sent it to the wrong person. It was supposed to be for your wife. I'm sorry.
I would never send much. She's seen it already. Why does
Oh wait. Did I spoil it? Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
she sees that fucking shriveled thing when I get out of the shower every night? I'm just like, oh God, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry you married me. Blake Trout, Brian Flores to the Giants or Jags. His removal never made sense to me. Yeah,
No, but it never did.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. I questioned the move immediately, and it was stupid.
I was just sitting there like, what? They fired him? Really?
Yeah.
I remember waking up like, wait, is this real?
Nikachu,
Yeah, it didn't make no sense at all.
It's terrible.
Flores will probably go to a team with a better QB to build around, which
Yeah.
is more likely Jags or Bears. Yeah, Flores is having his pick of the
Pretty
litter
much.
right
It's just
now.
like, who's gonna pay him? I mean, dude, it's like,
Whoever's going
as
to
I
pay him
said,
won't have to pay him with a truck.
they probably will. Trust me,
Full of money.
they
And they
could.
will. They ain't got no problem doing it.
Dude, he turned
the
a
guy has shown
shitty
you that he
Dolphins
can turn
team
a
into a
fran-
team with culture and pride. He
Boom.
knows how to
That's right
motivate
there.
men.
That's
And
why I feel like
that's how
Jacksonville
bad
is a
franchises
great
stay bad.
conference.
What the Dolphins did.
Yeah, he turned around a
100%.
team that was fucking shit. They were what? A couple.
One-
They were pretty much the worst team in football in 2019.
Yeah,
They were blatantly tanking.
Yeah, they were carting out Josh Rosen and Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the only reason they didn't get the top pick was because Ryan Fitzpatrick decided to Fitzpatrick.
Win against New England,
Uh-huh.
thus changing
Hail
history.
Mary. Uh-huh. A pimp named Slickback. Hey, that's who I want to buy fucking a prostitute from. Hey, Slickback. Can we please get rid of Daniel Jones, please? I think either he gets traded or they bring him back next year to see what he's got, but they're probably going to draft at least a quarterback in the second, third round.
Yeah.
I feel like the move, though, the balls out move would be with those I think it's the 4 and 7 pick, is to take take a right tackle and a left tackle and fucking just say, look, league, we are going to run the ball down your throat next year. Like, we don't give a fuck. We're going to protect our quarterback, whoever he is. Like, just take 2 offensive linemen. That would be a balls out play. They won't do it. They'll probably take like a cornerback that we don't need and another wide receiver. But that to me would be the fucking, like, we're here to win, would be that, taking nothing but linemen. Nothing. Ian's Dallas. Wait. Oh, yes. Flores getting fired reminds me of when the Bucks fired Tony Dungy. It worked out for both sides. Bucks won the Super Bowl next year. Dungy won with Indy in 2006. Could be. Flores, though, hasn't had, like, Dungy was a game away from the Super Bowl with Tampa. They were this close. And Dungy
he built the Super Bowl team.
Right.
It was built.
Flores hasn't had a deep playoff run. I don't know how wonderful Flores is yet. But you have to admit, man, like, you gotta start wondering. I don't know. I was gonna, like, I would say that it's how do I word this correctly without pissing everyone off? Like, black head coaches, like, it seems like, and I'm not saying there's smoke where there's fire, it seems like the leash is a little bit shorter. If you're
I'd say it if he wasn't fired in a power struggle with a black GM.
True, but look at the other black coaches. Anthony Lynn, my
counter argument, Marvin Lewis. He was there for 5 years too long.
True, and then of course Mike Tomlin is there.
Tomlin's been there
Marvin
forever.
Marvin Lewis as a head coach, like, okay, let's look at Andy Reid. Andy Reid went to what, 5 NFC Championship games in a row and didn't get fired?
Yeah. It's true.
So what's the difference between him and Marvin Lewis? Why Marvin Lewis get fired or not even get considered again since he's been fired?
That's what I'm.
I think he got interviewed with Houston, if I remember.
He got interviewed with Dallas as a mercy interview, not even as because the NFL was going to say something to Jerry Jones because he hadn't interviewed any black. He literally was going straight for Mike McCarthy.
Actually,
right.
I'm going to be completely honest. I think Marvin Lewis would be a good candidate for Jacksonville. He knows how to build broken cultures.
I think Marvin Lewis still could be, could coach in the NFL.
Isn't he like a consultant at Arizona State right now or something?
Something like that. He's probably done with the NFL. He's like, fuck losing in the first round.
Yeah,
I mean, he won a Super Bowl as D coordinator. One of the greatest defenses in history of football. He's like Buddy Ryan, like that, on that level of mystical defense that he put together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, not a Francesco, with even less F's given for other 49 states. Eagles and Steelers gone Super Bowl. No, don't bring that juju on us.
Oh, we're going Super Bowl. We're all going Super Bowl.
Don't bring that juju.
Yes. Yes.
Where are we?
Sean Pinkerton. Miami fires Flores. Worst fire since San Diego fired Marty. I can see that.
Yeah, when San Diego fired Marty, I was like, "Yo, that's
14-2." I'm like,
14-2, and they
you go 14-2 and get fired. What are you supposed to do there?
Yeah, I mean, well, Spanos decided to be Spanos.
Yeah, but that's how losing teams lose.
And then you bring a downgrade in North
Can't
Turner.
Stand success.
Pretty much. Good Dusty boy. My Vikings finally fired Zimmer. He's not bad, but it was past time. But Spielman, I understand why, but I personally liked him. What do you guys think? They needed to. They needed to.
You need changes. You need to make some changes. I think Zimmer, again, could coach.
Zimmer was past his expiration date in Minnesota. I mean, that happens.
I think it'd be hilarious.
I think that Zimmer definitely it just got stale. Like they were seeing the same thing.
That's what I mean. It, like, things happen. Like it happens to a lot of coaches.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing against Zimmer. Like it's just
happens
like
to all
things
of
get
us.
stale and you
Not a big deal.
And shit wears thin. I mean, especially if you're an authoritative coach like Zimmer, it's like that shit wears thin on players if you're not winning.
Yeah. They respect it if you're bringing us results.
Yep.
You know, if it's
same reason why Bill O'Brien fell
our
off.
labor paying off.
Yeah. The NFL is what have you done for me lately? No such thing as loyalty.
Yeah. Jared Froman, just like me, Dave Gettleman took a big fat Lamar after holding it for 8 hours and still left with no repercussions. Take that medium soda and shove it.
Fuck Gettleman, piece of shit.
Hunter Dosso, NFL fan base. You're the worst playoff team I've heard of. Stillers, but you have heard of me. Also, thoughts on Malkin returning to the Penguins. Actually, last year's Bears were probably one of the worst teams.
Last year's the Giants one time backed in the Super Bowl at 8-8, or backed in the playoffs at 8-8, and they were bad. It was
wait, didn't somebody out the NFC West
Seattle
7-9.
7-9,
and they won. They won.
Seattle won. That was the
they won that game against New Orleans. I think they lost the next round, but still, they had a home game too.
Yeah, because they won.
Washington football team at 6-11, 7-11.
Yeah,
sorry, 7-10.
They were 7-9 last year.
7-9, right? I forgot.
They almost
got a home playoff game.
Yep. Rammers line Hard Knocks gets another golden storyline. Ooh, who's Hard Knocks next year? Vegas.
Well, it could be the Raiders. It could be the Giants. Well, it's not for a second head coach. It has to be a new head coach.
I think the Raiders should really consider keeping Bisaccia. Like
I mean, if he wins a playoff game, they have to.
Yeah.
I think since he already made the playoffs, the players responded to him. You have to bring him back.
Yeah,
they should.
Like, why not? Why not?
I mean, the players are responding to him. It may be like a perfect storm, but I mean, you have to give him a look and see if it continues. Cernia, 32-32 tie would have been Scorigami too.
We're running out of Scorigami. Like the department of Scorigami calls.
Because we've had too many Scorigami.
Right.
We've had overload the past 5 years with all this
this
bullshit.
year. Yeah. Every time. Here, I want to look. Keep reading. I want to look up the Scorigami.
Alec Mulaney, did Uche just call the Pats a spread offense?
No, well, yeah. I guess when I was talking about the Titans and the Niners. Yeah, you could probably say a little bit with the Patriots as well. They're not a tradition. They're not a typical, they're more of a traditional offense now than they were a few years back with Mac Jones. But outside of those teams, you're going to look at a lot of teams that play primarily out of the shotgun. And that's a much different kind of football than what those guys play.
Yeah, Pittsburgh does a lot of shotgun, and they still look terrible in the passing game. Thomas Cherry, I saw that if one-score games were flipped, Buffalo Bills would be 15-1. And 1 yard short of a 1 seed, they're not as bad as they thought to be. Well, also, like the Steelers would be something like 3-13. They're like something really bad. So it's all just like luck based. Angry Toilet 24-2 for real for $1. Thank you, brother. Comic Sans Catastrophe for 5. Congrats on Stillers going to the playoffs tree. What game outside Stillers are you most looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Bills Patriots, the third round there. I want to see how that goes. Yes. And without the 50-mile-per-hour gusts, so we can really see what's up. And the Simpsons since 90 for 10-5. Your FedEx vid got me thinking. If these dumbass owners would spend a few bucks fixing their parks instead of building super teams, they wouldn't have that issue. Also, I love the Skycasts on ESPN.
Yeah, Skycast was amazing. Yeah, the video on
I need to see that. I haven't seen it.
Oh, there was so much shit I had to leave it out. Like that's how much shit I had on FedEx Field. Like I was like, this is getting boring. Fucking bringing up all the issues. FedEx, like it's changed so much over time too. It used to be completely enclosed, and they've removed stands because it's fucking falling apart. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Let's keep going here. Dodger of Zion, my birds are flying, and Alabama fucked the ball. Also, can't wait to show you all what I got for my Secret Santa.
Ooh,
I saw this on Friday. It was pretty good.
We'll bring her in a little bit.
Jerry Mejias for 2. Philly has a high chance of going 6-11 next year. I mean, they did overachieve.
Everyone thought they
probably,
were
like the Steelers, they probably are losing in the first round. But, I mean, the fact that they're here, they had a soft schedule.
With Jalen Hurts, a guy that can't throw deep as their quarterback. Like, I'm impressed.
When you play the Giants, the Reskins, and the Jets 5 times in a row, I mean, there's a good chance you're probably going to do okay.
They got rid of Carson Wentz, and they're back in the playoffs. Good move.
Plus the AFC West, I mean, you beat, I think they ended up crushing the Raiders, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And I think they beat the Broncos. So there's 6 wins right there.
Real quick, I just want to go through Scorigami. The last 3-point Scorigami is like 50-3. Like, that's not happening.
I don't know. You can see it.
Yeah. And like 5 points. How many times has a game ended with a team that had 5 points?
The only one I can think of was a Buffalo-Indianapolis game from 2018 when Derek Anderson started.
Oh, I love this. It shows the Scorigami here. 7-5, the final score in 1938. Oh my gosh.
Hold on. So give me a little crash on this Scorigami. I don't quite understand it.
So these are unique final scores in the NFL that have ever happened, right? So if a team, look at this one,
there are a lot of 4-point scores.
To 2 in 1926, the Providence Steamrollers beat the Canton Bulldogs 21-2. So every year when a unique score happens, one of these blocks gets filled in.
Yep.
And there's so few of them. Like, look at all this green here. Like, we're starting to run out of possible scores. There's still a lot available because of safeties. But look here, like 50-3, like it's never happened.
15-0 also hasn't happened either.
Eventually, this is going to be all green.
Last week.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 weeks
for 4-0. That's never happened.
You don't know, man. I mean, maybe they play a hockey game and Henrik Lundqvist comes out and gets a shutout.
To me, this one 3-2, 3-3. No, wait. Is there a 3-2? Yes, 3-2 happened in 1926.
All right, lousy 75 for $5. Tree, what do you think the Steelers should do with the 32nd pick in the draft? Well, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're probably going to trade it and get Trevor Lawrence and 3 first-round picks from the Jacksonville Jags out of the loyalty they owe us for screwing us over in 2007 and 17. And the Steelers are going to go to 5 straight Super Bowls.
You're getting greedy over there.
Oh, don't worry. I'll get greedy. This is what Steeler Nation goes for.
It into existence. There you go.
Stephen Vocal. Daniel Jones going to be the actor of Eli Manning in a movie about Peyton Manning's career. How about Carr to the Giants? Derek Carr? I don't know if the Raiders give him up now.
Not going anywhere.
Not anymore. Spencer TDB. Yeah, UGA opened Pandora's box by beating Bama. Yep. I agree with that.
Probably. Noah Sharp. They're going to come back more evil than ever.
Oh, yes. Well, they'll meet the new boss, same as the old boss. That's why I see it.
Clemson did it too.
Noah Sharp. Is it too much to ask to have Eric Bieniemy as the Broncos head coach, but hire Nathaniel Hackett if it means Roger comes to Denver?
I don't know, man. Bieniemy keeps getting tossed around.
I'm not a crazy fan of Nathaniel Hackett. I saw what he did in Jacksonville. It wasn't that good. And I think it's more because of Aaron Rodgers instead of the offensive coordinator around him.
I think the Broncos overcompensate by hiring old-ass fucking Fangio by bringing in some young guy, to be like, oh, we're the new Broncos.
Joe Brady.
Yeah.
And then he's not ready and gets fired. I mean, they did that before with Vance Joseph, and that didn't work out at all.
There's diversity in his background. He's having the time of his life.
I know, right? Jason Coombs. Boiler up, Uche.
Could you imagine someone just describes you as having diversity in your background?
Diversity?
Yeah, I get it. I'm not white. Okay. Fuck, you just look at me and see that.
What else are you supposed to go over? The 29th ranked defense of the NFL the year before? Unchained America. Joe Judge's greatest legacy is going 3rd and 9 QB sneak. Epic derp. Rip Bob Saget.
Ben McAdoo. Yeah, Joe Judge. Joe Judge's decision making was bad.
Well, he did it to give his punter space, but at least try. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, although would the Giants have found a way to beat Indianapolis last week?
Probably. Because Carson Wentz is such a fuck. He's a fucking choke artist, dude. What the fuck? How you not beat the worst team in the NFL?
Like, not even that you beat them. You were the reason why they didn't beat them.
A big reason.
You sucked.
He had a quarterback rating of what,
4.6. I was looking this up. I was talking about this with my brother after the game on Sunday. If you take away his final garbage time drive where it was like 9 for 10 with
Against
a touchdown.
zone.
He's like 8 for 20 with 100 yards passing, a fumble, a pick, and a quarterback rating of 35. Not a QBR, a quarterback rating of 35. So it's one of those things you'd be better off spiking the ball and have a higher quarterback rating. Carson Wentz ran himself out of town with this. It's a $15 million dead cap. They have to take it or else that team's forfeit.
And this is a team, the Jaguars, have been getting blown the fuck out by.
Well, they beat them close earlier, but Indy was weird because like in the middle of the year, they're like they haven't beaten anyone legit, and they've been doing is crushing really bad teams. And then they rattle off wins against New England and Arizona, and they're like, hey, this team might be something. And then they, lose to Oakland in a tight game. It's like, okay, whatever. Oakland's doing well. They'll go with Jacksonville, beat them, and then they could blow them the fuck out. Like, that's the part I don't understand.
Yeah, it made no sense.
And, like, everybody played bad. The defense was bad. Jonathan Taylor could get nothing going.
All phases.
It was bad. Like, that's just like – it felt like, the Steelers of, like, 2017 where they looked past their opponent. That's what it kind of looked like to me.
It really was a complete effort by the Colts. They
what they did was not easy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the Steelers thanked them for it because we can fluke our way to a Super Bowl. We should be out, but I don't care.
Somehow we got in.
I know. Butt pounder 420. Watching Tom Brady play is like eating a cold, hairy bowl of scrote meal. Needs more HGH.
Scrote meal.
Jared Froman. Yesterday, the Jazz blew a 22-point lead to the Pistons and lost by 10. Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Andrew Meyer. The art of the rebuild has hit a brick wall by firing Flores. This will be a decision that'll haunt Miami for years to come. How is Greer still GM? Because he won a power struggle, and he's in the good graces of that puppet Stephen Ross. That's why.
Yeah, Ross is just ruining Miami. Like, I don't know if he really actually
he's
wants
a boo.
to win. Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing, though. How does he feel today, though? He can't feel like he made the right decision. He can't.
I don't know. He probably felt like it was something that had to be done. I mean, I don't know.
Because there have been plenty of coaches who have been at odds with their GMs and even few of their players, but they still managed to play for years together and have success. Because there's that mutual respect. There's still a level of respect as a professional.
I mean, but some of them are really rocky, like, Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka.
Egos,
they were ready to just kill each other. And, like, they did win a Super Bowl, but after that, like, they were at each other's throats for so long that it became a lengthy rivalry.
Yeah.
Jared Warren for 509. Tree, where's the Charger scream of pain sound effect from? That's just like a screaming meme sound effect. I think it's like out of an old video. And can we hear it played in honor of a royal chargering? Yes, I am. I am planning on playing that for Sports Ball. Jesper Claesson for 55 Swedish kronar. Hi, guys. Greetings from Sweden. Who is your favorite Swedish player of all time? Also, 5 points. Do you remember Björn Nittmo, the former Giants kicker? Are we talking Swedish player in football or hockey? Because hockey, I'd probably say Nicholas Lidstrom.
I don't even remember that dude. Come on now. You're bringing out fucking old shit.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know my Swedish players, but I know Daniel Carlson is Swedish and his brother Anders.
I thought Bjorn Nittmo was an 80s player. He played like 6 games in 1989. College at Appalachian State. Weird. A 75% field goal kicking rate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember him, but I know Daniel and Anders Carlson are both.
Must have been an injury replacement. Their kicker for that whole year was Raul Alegre.
Ah, that was my boy right there, Raul.
Coahuila. I don't even know where Coahuila is. But whatever. I do not care. Let's keep going in the meantime as my browser's going slowly. MRX Gaming, congrats to the Georgia Bulldogs for winning the national championship and finally beating Alabama.
Congrats.
Fuck yeah. Daniel Shell, when Bama loses, America wins. Go Dogs. Mm-hmm.
Go Dogs.
Dumb Gamers 22. All hail General Mills on his holy neck. He looks like he could be starting material. He's shown flashes of brilliance. He looked good.
Uh-huh.
Stern 12 plus the college offense is nothing like the pros. We're probably talking about like rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
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 David Lim for $5 New Zealand dollar dues. I'm suing Staley for costing us months of endless memes of urinating tree losing his shit after the should have been tie on Sunday night. Dude, if they tied, I probably would have been like, what?
I thought you were gonna have a meltdown. I thought you were gonna cry. Like you were really having.
I would have been like, I don't know if I would have laughed hysterically or I would have just been like, what? Dude, people were doing like 32 super chats, like talking about bow ties, tie domi, tie, like just
Thai
ties in
food.
general, tie fighters.
FTAR
16.
16. Oh, go ahead.
Burrow and Chase are the next Rodgers and Adams.
This could be. Could be.
Arrow Flambe 1. Hey, Tree. As a Bolt fan, sorry, not sorry for the near heart attack. Sent you an Insta DM as a thanks for the birthday shout out. Reply after a big beer, man. Definitely. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Jesper Clayson. Rumors came out today that Gerard Mayo might be the next head coach in Denver. Thoughts on another Patriots assistant? Dude, no. You've been down this road before with Josh McDaniels.
Stop it. Just
Hard
stop.
Hey,
pass.
but Gerard Mayo was a damn good player for the.
He
Patriots.
was, but I mean, Mike. You could say Mike Vrabel, but Mike Vrabel was by proxy. He wasn't actually a Belichick. He was an O'Brien assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Gaines. Uche, would you they made me go past it. Would you prefer having your former teammate Byron Leftwich as the next Jags head coach? I think Flores and Jim Caldwell would be good choices as well.
I thought Leftwich. Oh, go ahead, Uche. Sorry.
Honestly, I think it's not. I don't think that's a bad hire to make, but I do think that there's a risk with Byron Leftwich that you don't necessarily have with Jim Caldwell or Brian Flores, and that is experience and culture building. I think that is paramount for what Jacksonville needs now. Like Byron Leftwich in maybe 3 or 4 years would have been a perfect candidate to be a Jaguars head coach because he would have likely been in position to be a head coach for the Bucks or for another team, and he would have had that experience at that point, understanding how they're building cultures, how they built that culture in Tampa. With the Jags right now, they need it right now, and you're not going to get it from somebody who hasn't been a head coach already.
But I will say this: you do have the opportunity to give Byron Leftwich a couple years to build his culture.
True. Now you can give him that, and Shad Khan will damn sure let you go 4 years sucking. You know that?
Yeah. We already seen that.
I mean, dude, if Urban Meyer was still there, he'd probably still be the head coach.
The culture is actually damn good. Sir Random Guy, Clickbait Sports Power Rankings, Wildcard Edition. Tommyism, number 1, is not a lifestyle. Number 2, Gardner Minshew killers. 3, Steelers are alive but on last legs. 4, Fangio bye-bye. 5, Giants are cleaning up. Yeah. Spartan win. I'm surprised that Gettleman's last gift to the Giants before retiring wasn't trading all their first-round picks this year and next year for Deshaun Watson. Yeah. They probably told him don't. They probably locked his computer before he was.
Miami was going to be the team that did that, but I think Houston wanted more in return, and rumors for it settling. It's just I mean, what do you do with Houston if you're Deshaun Watson?
You can't do anything until he's cleared, right?
But the
until
problem
there's
is
settlement that's reached, and that there is an assurance that there's no criminal action. Then he gets washed, then he gets traded, then he goes back to throwing balls deep down the field, and Joe Buck is saying, yep, he's had a troubled past, but look at that 30-yard out that he just threw. And then everything is back to normal because in America, you can assault a masseuse, show your dick, pull your dick out.
You can be a piece of shit, but if you can throw a football.
If you can throw a 40-yard fucking deep ball on between double coverage.
Well, why do you think Captain Fatfucks lasted this long, dude? He was a massive piece of shit when he was younger.
Hey, that motherfucker was a little piece of shit. I remember when that whole thing went down.
I mean, he probably still is.
Arresting this cat.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. He was out of control.
It's complicated with Ben. It's we don't want. I mean, I don't want him to win because he's a fucking piece of shit who's just using God to cover his own ass. But whatever. Yeah. Whatever. We're alive.
We're there.
Frost 757. I swear to the football gods, if we get a Steelers versus Cowboys Super Bowl, I'm going to staple my ears shut. Dude, I feel like I would too. Dude, Scooter would be so insufferable.
We had Patriots fucking Eagles one
Patriots
year.
Eagles. That was a nuke bowl
thing. That was the worst possible.
I mean, everyone said I'm glad the Patriots didn't win. No, Eagles are cancer. You don't want them to win.
Yeah, we didn't want them to win.
Uncultured barbarian. Many fans are happy that their teams are blowing it up, but just remember, management often screws this up bad too. Good luck, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Well, the key with certain teams, it's ownership. Like the Giants need to fire their owner, John Mara, before they can fix things.
Yeah.
And Chicago, the same thing. Like they're still keeping Ted Phillips around to run a search yet. Ted Phillips is like, he's the epitome of like McCaskey incompetence.
Yeah, the thing is like it's so weird because Mara wasn't a problem for a while, like when they won.
Because he was covered by,
Wellington.
Super Bowls and fluke
and
wins.
his mom. Yeah. And so it's just, whatever.
It is. I mean, certain teams, they get stale, like that's usually how it goes. Kip Gaming for 5. Raiders going to Super Bowl. No, they're not. Steelers are.
No, they're not.
Jerry Mejias, to be fair, the Colts defense played putrid. Yes, they did. They did. They were bad. Smooth Criminal 12 TM. Do you think Jim Harbaugh is serious about jumping back to the NFL? If so, where does he go?
No, I honestly, I think that his name is just getting thrown around as like speculation and shit. Like I guess this would be the time for him to jump, just so he can leave Michigan like on a high note. Because literally, if he didn't do this year, he'd be fucking burned at the stake.
Oh yeah, he'd be insta-fired.
But still, that's even more hurtful to do that, show success, and then leave. I don't see why he leaves college.
Unless they throw him a shitload of money, like they do a Lincoln Riley for him. That's the only way.
He's trying to get leverage.
Yeah. He's probably trying to negotiate.
Didn't he just get extended last year though?
He did. When he
might want some of them incentives boosted
yeah,
up a little bit.
Yeah. Why don't we renegotiate these incentives right here?
I need 5 co-eds a week instead of 3.
Yes. The AFL yank, even with the letdown Rams to the Super Bowl.
Not with Matthew Stafford. I mean, you'll probably beat Arizona. I'm not sure if you go past that. I don't know.
All right, this is something that we have to do. I saw in the chat earlier. We'll bring in Dodge. Wait, what's up, Dodge?
Dodge.
Dodger of Zion.
Eagles going to Super Bowl against the Steelers.
Jacobs 893. Do you think
No.
the Wilfs were good owners? They seem to throw money when needed. Heck, they spent $25 million to get rid of a GM and coach. Yeah, I mean, but you still haven't won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, the problem is they extended them last year. It was the worst thing they could have done.
Yeah.
Like
there he is.
There, who is? Oh, 9 of Swords. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The Daniel Jones tarot card. Boy.
Yeah, it's a whole NFL deck that I got.
That's cool.
Thanks to my Reddit Secret Santa, who has chosen to remain anonymous, working with Russ, otherwise known as Defend Your Moves, the guy I do NFL prop cards with every week. So
nice.
Thank you both. And Tree actually joined me for the unboxing.
Jesper Clayson, maybe the last super chat of the night, says, who is most likely to be a head coach this offseason? Kellen Moore, Patrick Graham, Eric Bieniemy, or Todd Bowles? I think Kellen Moore might get a job.
I'd say Moore or Bieniemy. I'd say,
but I just don't think he's ready. Like the thing is, like I would love him as the OC in New York, but I don't think he could handle the media of New York. Like he's like 10 years old. Yeah. He's just not ready to handle. Like it makes sense. He's a talented coordinator, but that don't mean that you're a good head coach. Head coach is about leadership. It's about delegation.
Yeah. There's a big like. It's really not a matter of game planning and scheming as a head coach. Like a head coach is going to understand those things and be aware of how those things can change versus different teams. But really, it's finding the core players, getting the core players to buy into what you are trying to build the culture around, and then having those core players set the tempo for the rest of the team, and they follow your lead. And that's where that's what a head coach is really meant to be there for. A
lot of Giants dunking in that deck.
Saquon, the
All right. We've reached the end. Good show tonight. 9:24. Dodge, you got any announcements? Anything you want talking about? You're doing the afterburn.
Oh, you were out of focus there for a second. Afterburn will be tomorrow, and I will be able to do readings with these starting next week.
Sweet. Ooch, what you got
Yes,
going?
sir.
He a late here.
So
we got
congratulations.
tomorrow.
Nope.
We got the tier maker tomorrow, but it's not going to be. It's going to be probably more of a playoff, just
Playoff
a playoff tier
prediction.
maker. Where we're going to make our predictions on who we think is going to win the wild card weekend. So
Fair enough.
we'll start there.
He a, what you got going on, buddy?
I might be streaming some LA Noir on Twitch later after today's broadcast here.
Haven't heard that game in a long time.
You can find me on Twitch at California Hiei, all one word with no spaces or underscores.
Who do you
And,
want for the next Bears head coach?
The two names that really keep bubbling to the surface that in my mind are Kellen Moore, but also this new entrant with the guy getting fired out of Miami.
Flores.
Flores.
Flores would be great.
I want for George McCaskey to understand, but he never will. His press conference was an absolute
It was
tire
ignorant.
fire of
It was
disaster.
bad. It was bad.
Someone could have just taken him out back and shot him, I think. Maybe that's why he had it over Zoom, because he was afraid one of the reporters was actually going to do it.
Oh, I didn't realize it was on Zoom. I thought it was live.
It was a Zoom. It was not live at Hallis Hall, no. And quite frankly, George is so far. I'm expecting George McCaskey to come out tomorrow and ask, well, how much is a banana? $10? That's how far out of touch he is.
That dude hasn't had to shop in probably at least 5 decades.
Oh yeah,
if that.
And it says he lives in Sycamore, but I know I know the general area of Sycamore where all of the big, like 10-acre McMansions with wrought iron fences around them. That's where he probably lives.
Oh yeah.
And I'll bet you he gets his groceries delivered. I'll bet he hasn't had to set foot in his own.
He probably has like assistants, servants, and maids and cooks.
I mean, like honestly, I don't drive my car to get the oil changed. I just go and get a new Toyota or Lexus.
No. You imagine? You think they're buying Toyotas? Fuck no, they're getting Lexus
no.
at that.
Yeah, he gets Lexus, just a rebadged Toyota. We all know.
Yeah, pretty much.
But,
we'll say probably Bentley or Maserati. We'll go nice.
Oh
Rolls
God,
Royce.
no.
Who is the second coach?
He's old and milquetoast money. He's not driving a Maserati or a Bentley or being driven in one.
Really?
Yeah, he's definitely got something undercover that he can sneak around in and not be seen. But he's still seen just enough that people know that he has some money.
So like a Lexus or a BMW.
Yes.
Yeah, the Lexus is the ultimate show of I've got money, but I'm not flaunting it. But I still have money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, same as like BMW, Mercedes. It's kind of like a class thing. It's like
Yeah. But not the big Merc. Not the big Merc, like the small to medium sized Merc.
The entry level.
Not quite the entry level, one that's just big enough to have 4 doors, but not all the bells and whistles in it.
Yeah.
So whichever one that is.
Tree, what you got going on?
I've been pumping out sports ball. I still got to write Haters Guide too, so it's going to be a busy week. Plus Sunday, Steelers Chiefs stream. So we're probably going to get our asses kicked, but the false hope will never die, just like the Steelers. And they will go to the Super Bowl.
I am simulating for you right now what this Steelers-Chiefs game is going to look like.
Probably, but it doesn't matter because the Steelers are going to Super Bowl. Like I mean, this team sucks.
That far.
They're probably going to die, but have you considered that the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl?
You're going to goat see for yourself. Anyway,
you're
reach back and spread them.
I've
That's
got
a reference.
Ooch. We're gonna have to get up. I need you on a video. I'm doing a video on the Jaguars, so
Hell yeah, let me know.
One thing I do want to remark is the Bob Saget passed away unexpectedly this weekend. A great comedian, a great actor, was on the 2 biggest shows in America, or 2 of the biggest shows in America at the same time.
Bob Saget.
He also was the narrator for How I Met Your Mother, Ted Mosby. And then after all that,
he was in Half-Baked.
Right. After he was America's, sweetheart, he became the most foul-mouthed, dirty comedian.
He didn't become. He
was already that.
He actually just became himself. Like he was allowed to be himself.
He went back.
You ever suck dick for Coke?
Yeah,
Well-
I saw that. I didn't realize that was Bob Saget.
If you've ever
What?
seen, I don't know if YouTube has it or somewhere on the internet does, but somewhere is the roast of Bob Saget was hosted by Comedy Central. That was a good watch.
So I'm gonna play out the stream with this clip, my absolute favorite clip
Oh.
of all time from Half Baked. And thank you, everyone. Thanks for
Classic
the
movie.
mods.
Rest in
really-
peace,
yeah,
Bob
I
Saget.
agree.
Thanks
I
for
really
the-
did not know that was Bob Saget until
Yes.
now.
Thanks
Until,
for all
like,
the
he died.
super chats.
He's just-
I
he's
love
right
y'all. Here he is, Bob Saget. Rest in peace.
Man, this is some bullshit. Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke. I seen them.
Demonetized.
So that's an addiction. You ever suck some dick for marijuana? Huh? No, I can't say I have. I didn't think so. Boo! Man, this is some
Boo, this man.
Oh, you got rid of the best part.